Hello, everyone. I am Critique Quartz, and I will be your host for this week's Attract Mode. Welcome to Lady Arcader's weekly Attract Mode. We host small events throughout the year as part of the series. Tune in every Thursday night at 9 p.m. and Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern to catch some awesome ladies showing off some awesome games. I know this week is Pride Month, and so everybody wants to show off and show out. If you are queer or you have a queer game you would like to show off on Attract Mode, please go ahead and submit. We would love to have you and your game shown off on this channel and help bring awareness to some queer ladies in our community. I know, that's a lot. Coming up, we have enbyzee showing off Picross for a cause. And we'll get to that in a second, but we do have some updates for you. Our second annual charity event, Lady Arcader Super Showcase 2023, will be happening soon, July 6th through July 9th. And we'd love if you'd like to join us, whether you are supporting us monetarily as we raise funds for care, or if you're just showing up to support the stream and all the ladies showing off some of their favorite games. We're not just focused on speedruns. We have some other showcases that may or may not be happening during the event, so maybe you're not a speedrun person. That doesn't matter. We still have a lot of wonderful women showing off some wonderful games. And real quick, I know we're excited for Picross, but next week on Thursday, June 8th at 9 p.m. Eastern, take a walk on the wild side with us. It's Super Lesbian Animals RPG Any % by Leggy Starscream, and that is a run you do not want to miss. I've been lucky enough to host for Leggy, and it is amazing. It's a great run with a lot of emotions behind it, so check it out. And without further ado, enbyzee, if you are ready, go ahead and take it away.
Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm enbyzee. I'll be showing off Picross today, and just to let you know, happy Pride Month! If you didn't already know, I mean you should have known because Critique just said it, but also happy Pride Month. And with me I have...
Hi, it's me. I don't know what this is. This is this game of squares and cubes.
It is indeed a game of cubes and, well, squares, I guess. It's 2D. But there, exciting news, there is 3D nonograms. They're called voxelgrams. So there's another thing for you.
I'm sorry, I just had a flashback to math. Please stop.
Well, we are going to be doing some math. Luckily, it's not too bad until we get to the bigger puzzles. But we're going to start with the easy puzzles. I'm going to go over how to do nonogram puzzles. I'll go over the basics, some advanced strategies that I use, and then we'll just kind of hang out, chat, and do a bunch of nonogram puzzles.
Sounds like fun. Although I've got to ask how I managed to get tricked into coming on a math showcase.
Listen, you do like real life crafts. You can do math in real life.
So,
that's fair, I guess.
As you can tell, I have not messed with this this game very much. There was one that I found recently, but it has a bunch of different kinds, different difficulties and things. So I thought this would be better for the showcase. So last minute, I had them swap it for this because it also has. Where is it? There. Color Picross, which is a whole different thing.
What?
So we'll get into that later. But first, the basics of regular Picross. So, we have numbers that go along the top and the left-hand side. The numbers represent how many squares are filled in that row or column. So this is a 10 here. That means there's 10 squares filled in this column. There's only 10 squares total. So we know that all of the squares are filled in. So we can fill all those in. The easiest thing to do first is look for big numbers. Big numbers, you almost, depending on the size of the grid, so like this is a 10 by 10 grid. This is one of the smaller. You can do 5 by 5, but it's less common. It's more of the like very, very beginner tutorial, and then they immediately...
Like baby mode.
Yeah, baby mode, yeah.
Perfect for me.
But, so this is a 10 by 10 grid. If we have a number that's greater than 5, so if we have a 6, 7, 8, or 9, 10, we know that it's going to cross over this middle line here and go into the next side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Let's say we have a 6 in this column. What you're going to do in order to tell where to color in is you're going to see what overlaps. So you're going to start from each side and you're going to count 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get to this square. I'm just going to mark that square for us. Now we count from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get to this square. So these two squares are filled in regardless which side we count from. So if we had a 6 here, we would be able to fill in this one and this one.
Okay.
But we'll do the big numbers first. So 10s we know automatically fill all the way across. Okay, that's all of our 10s. And you can see that this 2, 2, we've got a 2 and a 2.
You're missing 2 10s in the center.
I did. Thank you. Thank you.
No
Completely
problem.
missed them.
H.
H, yes. Well, upside down A, I guess?
H
It looks like two-
with a butt.
It's like 2 couches stacked back together.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. So when these numbers turn gray, it means that that column or row is finished. So we've got our 2 here, our 2 here, which means we've got 2 and then a gap, and then 2. So 2, gap, 2. The gap can be any size. It could be 2 space 1, 2, 2 space space 1, 2. It'll be dictated just by some of the other clues that you were given. So like this one is 2, and then a space, 1, then a space, and then 2. So we know somewhere in here there's a 1. But we also know that it's only 2 to start. So we've got our 2, so we can cross that off essentially. So we'll put an X here. And that grays that out to show that we've finished that. Same thing here, 1, 2. Here we have 2, we need 4. It can't go to the left because we're already on the edge. So we can count inward. 1, 2. We know those 4 are filled in. Whenever you have an edge filled, that is usually the most helpful information because you can count out from the edge. If you have stuff just kind of hanging out in the middle, it's harder to decide where things are unless you have other clues to help. So we've got 1, 2, make that 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close that off. And then we can do it from the other side. Make this 4. Make this one 3. And then we've finished that off so we know the middle is nothing. Make that 4. Again, finish it off. So it's nothing. These are already 2. We know that this row is done. So we put X's across. This row is, or this column is done. X's across. Same here. Same here. Now all we have left are these 2 1s and a 5. So we've got 3 going up here at the very bottom, 3. Then a space, so that takes care of that. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we made a floppy disk.
Okay, I
I'm
see
a
it.
young baby. I don't know what that is.
I refuse to believe that you are so young that you do not know what a floppy disk is.
The model? What
So
is
Pcol. Floppy disks are in Xeno games, or Xenoblade rather. and Xenoblade, right? We know that people are computers sometimes. Is that correct?
Yes, maybe.
Okay.
Specific, like, one of them, maybe.
Okay, so that one, we'll say, definitely has a brain, right?
I guess.
We're gonna
I don't
say
know
that
the anatomy of Xenoblade characters.
we're gonna say that this floppy disk is that character's brain.
I don't think you're allowed to explain Xenoblade to me when you don't know what it is.
Running off of like, I don't know, 2 meg. No, I don't think it's even megs of memory.
Alright, next puzzle. So, first thing we do. What is it?
69.
That's later.
Get rid-
That's much later.
Fill in all the tins.
Yep. Fill in the 10s. Hope I didn't miss any 10s.
I don't think you did this time.
Okay. And now, because we have these edges filled in, so this was actually a really good example for that. Now we can go around and just extrude out from the edge until we finish off all of these first numbers. So we've got 2 here, and we can mark that one done. 1 here, so that one's done. 1 here, 1 here, 2 there, 2 there, 3 here, and 5 here. So that finishes off the leftmost number. Now we can do the right side. Doing the right side just means that we take the last number in the row. So 5. And then that row is finished, so we can put X's on the rest. 3, same thing. 2, X, 2X, 1X, 1X. This one's already done completely. 2X, and then that one's done. So now we've got all of our outsides. We just have these inside numbers now. So in order to figure out where those go, we can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces here. And there's 4 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like we did in the beginning, counting in from the outside. But instead of from the very outside, we're going to count from the last X. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. So it reaches from the left side all the way to here. Then we'll count from the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reaches from the right side to here. In either case, all 3 of these were covered up. So we know that those 3 are correct. And then the 4th is either this one or that one. So same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We know it goes to at least there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that fills that bit in. Now, if we look at it from the top view, it would be even easier because we only have 4 vertically, and we need a 4. So we know 4 goes in this column. 4 goes in this column, which finishes off this row and this row. We need 2 in there. We need 2 in here. And that's it. It's an eyeball.
Okay. These simple ones seem like there's a lot of symmetrical shapes here.
Yes. So that is one thing about Picross is that most of the time they are symmetrical shapes. They don't have to be. But that definitely makes it easier. Also, this game is free on Steam. I'm pretty sure it's still free on Steam, so you can just pick it up and play it whenever you want.
This one has too many ones.
So yeah, this one has a lot of 1s. 1s are difficult to deal with usually. Because unless you have a certain amount of them, that equals the correct length, you basically can't rule out where they should go, because they can all just shift over by 1 square.
Is that length 5 on 10 by 10s?
So you would want... It actually doesn't work on a 10 by 10. It would have to be a 15 by 15 to work. So the way it works is if we have... Let's look at this here. 7 plus this 1. So we have a 1 and a 7, so that's 8 filled in pieces here, which leaves us with 2 blanks. However, we know that in between here, this 1 and the 7, there's a blank, right? So it goes 1, blank, 7. That leaves 1 blank that we don't know of, which is at, it could be 1 blank blank 7. Could be blank 1 blank 7. And I think that's it. Those are the 2 options, because if we look at this 7 here, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the way that you can account for the 1 is this is how I do it. I go 1 blank. So I say it in my head. 1 blank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would actually extend down to here, because we have this 1 up here. So the only way that these 1s could reach all the way across and be like perfectly lined up is if it added up to 10. So I would have to go 1 blank, which is 2, 3 blank, which is 4, 1 blank, 2 blank, 3 blank is 6, 4 blank, 5. So it'll add up to 9 essentially, because there's no blank after the last number if it goes all the way across. So we know this adds up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that does not fill all the way across, which means that we have no clue where these go. Like getting this 7, we know that these are all 1s, so we can block off either side of that one, either side of that one, and either side of that one. So that gets us a lot closer to knowing where these 1s go. And there'll be more when we do get to like some of the other bigger puzzles. That's where counting up all the individual numbers will help out a lot. Fill in the 10s real quick. Another frame in the one. I got the ones in the middle this time. These ones are already done. The X's are also like your best friend. Please use them. Don't do what I do and be stubborn and refuse to use them just because. It's not worth it. Just use the X's. So we've filled those in because we know it's all 1s. This is a 1 here. 7 goes up from the bottom. 7 up from the bottom. 1, 1, 1. And a calculator.
That's not what a calculator looks like. Not the ones that I've used.
Pcol, have you just used the ones on your phone?
No, I've had to use the big graphing ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That looks more like an accounting calculator, I'd say.
Yeah, it's closer to the the old lady calculator that I would use.
You're not an old lady, it's okay. Pcol's just extremely baby.
I'm young.
We have a question from
Yes.
chat real quick. Do you like Picross games that also include question mark blocks?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So question marks are phenomenal, especially for when you get up into the bigger sizes of like 20 by 20, 30 by 30, because you can place question marks where you're like, something might go here, but I'm not sure yet. Or you can place a question mark as a guess. So I think something is going to go here. I'm going to put a question mark down until I run into an error, and then I know it does go there or it does not go there. Because sometimes you do just have to guess and check on the bigger ones. Technically, you shouldn't have to, but...
Have you played any of the games where you have the option for the X and the circle as like temporary blocks?
I don't know if I have.
Okay.
There's a circle now?
Yeah, okay.
Where does circle come from?
It's just like a positive like indicator. So it's instead of the X, you would put it where you think a circle might or a full block might go. Mm-hmm. It kind of fills the purpose of the question mark blocks, really. And then you can come back and erase it later or something. It's helpful when you're playing the games that like penalize you for getting something wrong.
Oh, I hate those. I
don't like them either.
So much. Because I play all of my Nonogram games on my phone. And these fingers cannot press tiny 20 by 20 Nonogram squares. It's not possible. Yeah.
It's very hard.
It's very hard. I have played some that automatically fill in the X's for you. Like if you finish a row, it will put in the X's, which is so helpful. Really nice, saves time, and it's not taking anything away from the mechanic.
Picross speedrunning.
Essentially, yeah. I've actually, we were talking about it before the show. There's a game called Murder by Numbers on the Nintendo Switch. It might be on PC as well, I'm not sure. But it's a Picross game, just like this, but it has a story, and you're solving mysteries and things. It's super, super good. Highly recommend you check it out. Murder by Numbers. I've actually thought about routing and speedrunning that game. But
oh my gosh.
It would
what would the notes even look like for that? Would it just be a filled
basically, like I would have to
all the solved puzzles and memorize it.
Yeah, memorize all the puzzles, and then there's even like dialogue options, how much information that you get from people. So like it would be a lot. I don't think that I'll do it, but it would be cool to be able to do it, to show it off. But if I can find a Nonogram game that I can actually like speedrun because it has random puzzles and stuff, I might actually do that. Because I do... So, it's funny that I got this together, because the showcase together, because the main way that I do Nonograms is to fall asleep.
I'm sorry, is this making you sleepy? Do we need to like put a pause on this and come back later?
Do I need to start ranting about the Xenoblade to wake you up?
No, I
will.
Luckily, I'm pretty awake, and I appreciate having you both here to help keep me awake, because, yeah, this is how I fall asleep every single night of my life.
Let me know if we need to cut down on our chaotic energy if it's getting too much.
Start talking about turnips again?
No!
No!
I'm really surprised I've made 9 arch enemies in one day. That's a new record for me, honestly.
Alright. So, I'm going to actually take these X's away, because I want to go over the counting thing again. So, we have 2 numbers in this row, so we can add them together to get 7. And then we need to add +1 for that gap that's in between. So the way I do it is, if there are, let me find one that has multiple numbers like this. If there are multiple numbers, we'll do this row here. You can add them all together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then to add the gaps, in between, what I do is I count +1 for every number except the one closest to the border. So it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I go 7, 8, 9. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
Nothing is hard.
here's a good example up here, actually. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and then I need to add in the gaps. So I add +1 for every number except for the one that's closest to the border. So 8 plus 1 plus another 1, which equals 10, right? So that's going to give us 2 plus our space, which we added. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus our another space, which we added, and then 1, 2.
Okay, so you're adding 1 to each of the numbers except for the very last one in the row.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. It sounds easier than it probably is, actually.
I think it sounds harder than it actually is. I think it's really easy once you understand it and you like see it and do it yourself. But like getting to that point can be difficult. This one works out nicely because it's a 10. It totals 10, which we know fills in that entire row. The hardest thing to remember is just that adding the additional 1 for the gap that's in between. If it's easier for you, you can just do 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and then count the gaps in between, right? +1, +1. I just like to count the numbers because it's easier for me to keep track of those with my eyes. But down here with this one, we've got 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2. So is 6. I sound like Tim Curry from the movie Clue.
I was going to say, if you've ever seen Clue.
2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2.
2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2.
Fun fact, that's my favorite movie of all time.
Same! I love that movie.
Yes!
Does that equal like 76 or something? I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know
spoilers for
numbers.
like a 20, 30-year movie at this point. I don't actually know how old the movie is. There's it's a murder mystery and it has all the weapons from the board game Clue in it, and one of them is the revolver. And they're trying to keep track of how many bullets the revolver has shot, and all of them are wrong.
Yes. It's such a good movie. Please watch Clue. Please, please, please watch Clue.
It's
The
very
board
good.
game, I've heard of the movie. I don't watch movies. This is not a thing I do.
Okay, Pcol, I'm making you watch Clue now.
I'm too busy playing Xenoblade.
So we're doing a Lady Arcader's Clue night.
Yes, we will figure out how to get that going.
My clue is Xenoblade is good. You should play it.
The movie is 37 years old. Oh my gosh.
Older than me. What the fuck?
Older than you? It's older than me.
It's an old movie.
It's an old movie and very good to this day.
Yeah, it's iconic, honestly.
So, new technique here is we're going to do the same thing we did in this row, but we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know it only adds up to 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that there's one extra space that's unaccounted for. That one extra space means that each individual piece could be shifted over one space left or right. But knowing that this adds up to 9 still gives us enough information to fill stuff in. Because if we do the overlap method, right? We've got 1, 2, space, 1, space, 1, space, 1, 2. Okay, reaches all the way to there. Here we've got this 2, 1, 2. So we know this overlaps on that 2. So knowing that it adds to 9, what I do is I subtract that number from 10. So 10 minus 9 is 1. And then I subtract, I count 1 space as a blank, knowing that the next one has to overlap. This is a weird concept to get across, and I'm not good at explaining it, but I'm going to try. So this adds up to 9. 10 minus 9 is 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I can count 1, 2. And 2 will be an overlapping space because it can only go 1, 2, or 1, 2. Because it can only be shifted by 1 square.
Okay, so it's based off how much leeway you have?
Mm-hmm. So like this, if we go up here and look at this one, this is 5 and 1. This equals 5, 6, and then 1 gap is 7. So I know that it can shift 3 squares. So what I do is I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know that these are going to overlap. And we can check it by going from the other side. 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing here. 6, 7 plus a space becomes 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. So I count 2 blank squares. 1, 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. We check it. 1 blank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It all overlaps. If you add up the numbers, so like this here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because of the gaps. 10 minus 6 is 4. All of these numbers are smaller than 4. So we don't have any idea where they could be in this line because of how much they can shift. Because if we count... Go ahead.
This seems like something you would only want to do if you weren't like 100% sure, like if you had reached a like sticking point in the puzzle.
So this is actually the first thing that I do.
Okay.
Like at the very beginning, what I do, I'm very methodical about how I do them. I start in the bottom left corner, go up, and I count out each row and just fill in as much as I can as I'm going. And then I go across the top. And then
I just brute force it and just do trial error.
That's fair too. That's totally fair. So like if we were to reset this entirely, what I would do, I'd see this 10 go across. I see these 4 ones. I know that these 4 plus these 3 equals 7. I'm doing those 3 because of the way that I count the gaps in between. So I basically, with my eyes and my brain, I'm circling these 4 and then circling these 3 and adding 4 plus 3 to get 7. 10 minus 7 is 3, which is bigger than all of these ones, so I have no information for this row. We know this equals 9, so I have a 1 gap, 1, 2, space 1, space 1, space 1, 2. Basically, anytime you count above that gap number, you know it's going to be something that needs to be filled in. So here you have 8 plus 1 is 9. So anytime we count above 1, we know it has to be filled in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, space, 1, 2, 3, 4, space. Because the answer can be shifted by 1 square. So it can either go here or here. Same on the other side. Does it make any sense?
I think maybe I'm starting to understand it, hopefully.
Yeah, Scarlet, you're marking off the mathematically certain squares, yes. Hi, we have a visitor. This is my baby cat 11.
Even your cat is named after math?
Yes.
I can't believe this. You named the cat after math, but you didn't name it the ham sandwich theorem. Or the wobbly table theorem.
Ooh, wobbly table is good.
Yeah, I would just be cringe and name my cat after Xenoblade characters.
Yeah, you would.
Okay, you own that cringe. It's yours.
Xenoblade is all mine, you can't take it.
No, I meant the cringe, not Xenoblade.
I don't know if I should feel attacked or not.
This is what you get after the turnip problem.
Listen, I wasn't the only one talking about the turnips.
You're right, I really
That
should
was
blame
Tora. Tora brought it up first. Don't
I
blame
should
me.
blame Tora.
Bob and Threadbare is a good name. So if we continue up this, we've got 10s. We did this one earlier, but it adds 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus our 2 gaps makes 10. So we know that 10 minus 10 is 0, so every square that we're counting is going to be filled in. 1, 2, space, because of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, space. 1, 2. 2, 4, 6. 7, 8. Minus 10 minus 8 is 2, which means we can't fill anything in. Because by the time we count to 2, we're already hitting the gap. Same thing here. Not enough numbers, not enough numbers. And then I would go across the top. So 10. Here, because we already have information, I would just look at this. So I have a 1 here, a gap, and then 6. Well, there's only one square that it could possibly be, which is this. So that finishes off that column. We've got 7 here. We have an edge piece here, so we go up to meet it, which makes 7. Here we have our 1 on the bottom. We need 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it doesn't reach the edge. So we know that that one is a blank. And then it could be on either side here. This one here we know, and it's the same thing as the other one. So now it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going down. Again, 7, we have an edge piece, so we can just go up and make it 7. This one is already done. This one's like our second row, so we know how to do that one, and that's a 10. So in going up this way and then across this way, I've basically solved the whole puzzle now. For the smaller ones, that's how it'll be, but when you do the bigger ones, you'll have to go around several times. This one's done, that one's done. And now all we have are 2 2s, which is 2, 2, and that gives us 5 in each. And it's a crown!
Honestly, I
Burger
thought
King
it was a
crown?
bat the entire time.
I had no idea what it was.
I'm gonna start trying to guess what they are from the first pixel.
So, if we go up to 15 by 15 square,
What even is this? What is this hell?
so each little square is a 5 by 5. And we can start out the same way we just did. We can start out on the left side, right? We got 15. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Now, since this is a 15 by 15 grid, we're going to take 15 as our top number. minus the 13, which gives us 2. So we know that every time we count larger than 2, we can fill in a square. So 1, 2, 3, space. 1, 2, 3, 4, space. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you always know that you did it correctly if when you get to the end, the number of spaces remaining is the number of spaces that you calculated. So in this case, 2, because it was 15 minus 13. Here we've got 7 and 2. So that's 9, plus 1 gap is 10. 15 minus 10 is 5. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Space, 1, 2. And then we've got 5 left at the end. So we know that we did it correctly. It gets to the point where you know where numbers are. So like this 8 here, I know that it's always going to be the center one. If it's a lone 8, it will be the center. If it's a 7, it doesn't go anywhere, but if it has a number attached to it, then you just count that number of squares over from the center. So like here's the blank center, 1, 2.
Okay.
So there are faster tricks once you understand the way it works. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11. So leave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't really need to count the rest of it because we know the rest of it is smaller than 4. But we can do it space 1, 2, 3, space 1, and that leaves 4 at the end. So we know it's correct. 15. Got 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So again, leave a gap of 2. 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Space.
So,
1, 1, 2.
Right now, I'm thinking it's a Splunky level.
A Spelunky level?
Yeah, that's what it looks like to
Okay.
me.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, very much Spelunky, yeah.
I just see squares.
Did you all see the Spelunky GDQ level? Or GDQ
Oh.
run?
No, I did not. I need to
I
go back and watch it.
saw some of it. I was lurking, so I wasn't fully paying attention.
He struggled a lot. Like he went over time but like the levels were brain-breakingly difficult. I have no desire to ever touch this game because of it.
Sluggy is really fun, but like it's so difficult. I don't
So
understand how
hard.
people beat it.
I do not understand it. Are the gaps starting to make more sense?
I think so. I think the thing that I'm getting stuck on is like I understand the 7 trick because this is 15 and 7 is
Right.
1 away from like the middle point.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. But some of the other gaps aren't making sense. How did you fill in the 3, 4, 4, I guess? Because I
This one here?
get, yeah.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
I get that you're counting the 3 plus the gap and then the 4 plus the gap.
Yep.
But you said that you know you're right when the blanks on the right or the end are equal to the difference between that and the
Yes.
fire.
Yep.
Why is that?
Because the way you're thinking about it is this right here. The gap size was 2, right? It was
Mhm.
15 minus 13. This can have 2 spaces of leeway, one way or the other. I can take this crown off because it's gonna fall off because I moved around too much. So it can go here and here. So that's shifting it to the left. It could also go here, 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 and here. Or you could shift it to the right. It goes here, 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 and here.
Okay.
So
So
what you're doing is you're accounting for the gap between so that these will not like accidentally run into each other, essentially.
okay. So my next question is, I noticed that the 2 gaps in the middle are 3, and then the 2 gaps on the side are 2. So are you adding that difference of 2 to the middle gaps as well?
So the difference of 2, all I use that for is counting purposes.
Okay.
So I go 1, 2, 3, which is greater than 2. I can fill that in. Then you have a gap, because you know there's at least one gap.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start counting again. 1, 2, 3, bigger than 2, fill it in. 4, bigger than 2, fill it in. Gap.
Oh, okay. I understand now.
Cool.
How
Pcol,
are you
does that
getting
make sense?
13 though? If it's like, if the 3 and the 4 and the 4 is like 12 or whatever.
Yeah, so this is 8 and then 11, right? So 4 plus 4 plus 3 is 11. And then there has to be a gap in between each of these numbers. Because it's a group of 4, then a gap, then a group of 4, then a gap, and then a group of 3. So we have to account for those extra gaps. So we add in each gap in between. So that's 13 plus 1 gap is 14. Plus another gap is is 12, and then another gap is 13. So total, we know for sure what 13 out of 15 blocks will be. We know 2 of them will be blanks, and we know that 11 of them will be filled in. We know the other 2 will be blanks, but we're not sure where they will be. So
See, I just like keep always starting from like the left edge. Like I don't put blanks on the edges.
No, you don't put blanks on edges necessarily. So like the way I do it is this is just the way I do it. So you can do it opposite way as well, where you can count 3 plus 4 plus 4, 11, and then go 12, 13, and leave a gap on this side. Not count the gap on this side, sorry. You can count from the right side of the grid over here to the left, or from the left side to the right. Either way it works. Trying to see if there's any other so if this one here, 5 plus 3 is 8. We know there's a gap in between the numbers, so that makes 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
15 minus 9, 6. So that means that we don't have enough information in this row yet to fill anything in, because 6 is greater than 3 and 5.
Okay, so you can only fill in any of the rows where there is a number larger than the amount of blanks.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think this is a situation where the question markers help you visualize the strategy better too. Yes. It would be better if I had the question marks too. But unfortunately this one does not. It just has X and fill in.
See, you keep saying question mark blocks, and I just keep thinking of Mario.
Honestly, same.
Fair.
It's absolutely wild because there's so many quality of life improvements these games can make, and I think everybody can agree are pretty helpful and useful,
Mm-hmm.
and yet half of them don't even have them.
Yes, most of them do not have them.
It's okay, you want the pen and paper way? I guess.
What's even worse is when they don't have an undo button and they're on mobile,
Oh yeah.
because you can accidentally tap your screen and have no idea where it was, but there's no undo button. So you can't undo with that random tap on your screen, you just have to redo the whole puzzle.
I'm sorry, I just had like a vision of like a nightmare that causing you nightmares because you said this is what you go to sleep with.
It probably has. I'm not gonna lie. It probably has.
Like when you have your phone fall on your face and you accidentally like hit something.
Exactly. Yes. Yep. I did that last night.
Oh no.
Dropped it straight on my face. Put a whole row in the puzzle, but luckily I have an undo button.
So I know these are on Steam. What do you play on mobile?
So on mobile, I play. It's just like nonogram.com essentially.
Oh.
It's by Easy Brain. But I've done tens of thousands of puzzles on this game.
Amazing. I bow down to your superiority.
I used to read to fall asleep. Now I do Picross to fall asleep. And it's just... When I first started doing it, I was not falling asleep fast. I can say that much. Because I was still concentrating too much to try and figure out the puzzles. Now that I've kind of got them down, they're just kind of routine for me. I don't have to concentrate nearly as much.
I don't want to do math, I just want to color in blocks and make pretty shapes.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Just brute force it. Nobody can stop you.
That's what I do. I just brute force until I win. That's how I play Xenoblade too, honestly.
Fair.
Honest. That's like how most people play games, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other tricks. That's the main one that I use. There are some like really advanced ones which are way too difficult to try and explain unless I have like the perfect situation to show it off. Which I should have some of those situations eventually, because I'll go to the bigger size ones after this.
Okay. And if you ever want like a time check, just let me know.
Oh, you're good. I've got the stream up, so I can...
Perfect.
I can see the time perfectly. I wish there was a way to like let you all take control. Like if this were multiplayer and we could all do it.
Oh my gosh, I am going to look for that right now.
Yeah, we need to know, is there multiplayer Picross? Because...
There's the one on Switch that lets you do multiplayer.
Really?
It's like the Picross S games or whatever it is.
Huh.
There's like 9 Picross S games and some of them allow multiplayer.
That's wild.
I don't think it's online multiplayer though, I think it's only like in person.
Oh, okay. Co-op Picross sounds amazing.
No! I guess they don't want people drawing inappropriate things on other people's screens.
Oh. Yeah, I could see that.
I'm gonna find something. That sounds really
Are
fun.
we gonna start a Picross cult?
Yes.
Is this happening?
Yes. Well, you looked
I
it
won't.
up. I'm going to do this puzzle as I normally would, without explaining. Just to show you, like, here is how quick you can get to once you understand all the basics of the...
We get to watch a true speedrunner at work.
Yes, I'll even start it over. Maybe. Yes, there. Alright. Nope. So you get pretty quick at it, as you can see. And then you don't have to think quite as much. It's not quite as much math. because it becomes more pattern recognition than math. Math is only for like the bigger puzzles, or when you get completely stumped. Done. It's the night sky, apparently. It was not Spelunky.
This is unfortunate.
Yep. It was the night sky.
That was way too fast for me. My brain was like, what is happening? What are you doing?
So these are the medium ones, but this is also colored. We'll get back to the colored ones. So we'll just open up a medium one here. They can be all kinds of different sizes and shapes. Well, really just rectangles or squares. But like this one is...
I can't do a triangle one?
15, 20, 20. This is 30 to, what, 10 by 30? So it gets a little overwhelming when it's this big. But also still pretty easy when we have these big numbers. I know 9s go all the way except for the last one. That is a 17, not a 1 and a 7. So this is the 15 mark here, right?
Mm-hmm.
15, yeah. So I know that it's going to overlap 2 on either side of the 15. That's another way to look at it, is whatever the center line is, which is 15 in this case. If your number is bigger than that, that means when you count from the right or you count from the left, it's going to overlap whatever that difference is. 17 is 2 bigger than 15, so it would overlap 2 on this side and 2 on this side. Same for 20. 20 is bigger than 15 by 5, so it's going to overlap 5 on this side of the 15 line and 5 on this side of the 15 line. Connect that for the 17. I always forget to do my X's. So like this is a good example of like the addition getting a little out of control. But it still works. We can test it. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. Plus 4, 13. Plus 2, 15. Plus 2, 17. Plus I'm going to count the gaps. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Which means that there's still 8 squares left open. Can't do anything with it. But luckily I already have a bunch of information, so that's not an issue.
Addition is hard for me. I remember struggling with addition as a kid. Because I was a dumb child, and for some reason I thought that like you always had to like add 1 whenever you did addition, so I legit thought that like 2 plus 2 was 5. Because I thought it would be like, oh, 2 plus 2 is 4, but since it's addition you have to add 1, so it's 5. And then I was always wrong.
So I mean, I have good news. In Nonograms, 2 plus 2 is 5.
There's some deep Pcol lore for you.
That's okay. I used to get giraffes and zebra mixed up all the time.
I did the same thing for subtraction too, but I would just subtract 1 instead of add 1.
Huh. I'll randomly get letters and numbers confused. Like, I will think that a number is a letter or a letter is a number.
Real deep lore here today.
Yep.
I was a struggling child.
I think we all were. I think some of us just mastered it better than others.
I think so, yeah. I think you're right.
Being a kid is hard.
Yes. So if we look at this bottom row here, we've got 2, 3, 4, 4 as our first 4 numbers. We already have a 4 that's closed in that we know. So over here, that could be this 4 or this 4. But if it's this 4, we would need enough space for 2, 3, and 4 next to it, which we do not, because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces next to it. So we know that it's this 4 right here. That means that this is a 3. And all we have room for is a 2. And like we did earlier, you know that it's going to overlap in the middle because it's 1, 2 or 1, 2. That finishes off our 19. This is one big thing of 17, which can't go past this X, so we know that this X goes there. 15 is already filled in, so there can only be 2 more on either side. So anything past 2 more, we can X out, because there's not enough space for it.
Doesn't that solve the 9 in the third column and also restrict the 17 another block?
Oh yeah, this is a 0. Yep, which gives us 1 more on that side, because it'll be even when you get it down to that point. And it gives us, this 3 gives us this 4. We know this is a 3 because it's blocked off there.
Okay, I feel like it's cheating to guess at this point, but I feel like it's going to be like a storefront.
Okay. I think it's going to be something Xenoblade related.
Is this a Xenoblade Switch case?
Yes. That's what that's my guess.
I say as a Xenoblade 1 is the only one I own physically.
So, here's the interesting thing. I know there are Picross games where like the community can suggest like puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there's some Xenoblade Picross out there somewhere.
Oh, there has to be. There has to be.
I know there's a Sega one on Switch.
The Sega one is great. I bought that because I was like, yes, I don't know which one I want to get. I love that one. That's probably one of my favorite Picross games.
So I don't know if it's the same one. I had a Sega one on mobile. And I beat all of the levels. And then it was like, oh, you can do it again.
Why?
Except this time you're not allowed to use X's.
Why?
And
Listen, I don't
that's...
use the X's anyway.
Oh, it's Stonehenge, by the way.
That's not Stonehenge.
That's not Stonehenge.
That's just blocks. That's like weird
like
drunk Tetris.
Drunk Tetris is a good one. Okay, it looks better when you zoom out now.
It looks better when it's zoomed out, yeah.
Oh, animals.
Let's do an animal. This is a, oh my gosh, 5, 10.
An animal,
20,
that's like
Is that
that's like the
60
inside
by
of my
60?
brain, honestly.
30 by 30.
Oh yeah.
So, fun one.
Are you up for this?
Oh, I can do it, for sure, yeah.
Okay. Let's
This
see.
is like head empty, no thoughts.
I'm gonna guess elephant. I feel like elephant or maybe
Elephant?
blue whale.
Okay, alright.
Is it
I
the,
think-
the Willow with the traffic cone?
It's not woo woo with the traffic cone, unfortunately.
I'm gonna go with a duck.
Duck. Okay. Picol, what you
Duck
got?
like me. Can't believe I made it into this game.
Yes, when they were designing it, they were like, we need famous Xenoblade fan and baby.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is a 25 by
Xeno baby.
30. 25 tall, 30 wide. I was wrong about the size.
We can count, I promise.
What's a giraffe but an elongated zebra, says Algometrical.
You're right.
So, in this case, we
If
know...
you cut a giraffe in half, which way would it go?
It's like the dogs wearing pants joke meme.
I don't know this one.
You don't know the dogs? Oh, if like a dog wore pants, which way would the dog wear pants?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I will find the meme.
So I have a confession, and I'm sorry. I am a dog hater.
Cringe.
It's
Banned.
true. It's true. I am the evil Cruella de Vil. Except I
Banned.
don't actually hurt animals.
That's understandable. Dogs are not for everybody.
Lots of bad life things around dogs. So I'm a cat person. But I understand that other people love dogs, and that's fine.
All right. We can revisit the meme later if you want.
All right. So for this one, what I would do is look for the biggest numbers. So right now, the biggest number I'm seeing is 21, I think.
Oh man, 9 plus 10. 21?
Yeah, perfect. Not quite. Even with
I
your
can
plus one.
do math. 9
be
plus
20.
10.
I see a 20 plus 3, that's 24. 21, 19, 16. A lot of big numbers here.
Yep.
I see a 10 at the bottom. That's a 10 plus a 0.
Which is not enough for us to get any information. Because if we go from the right side, it goes to there. Go from the left side, it goes to there. They do not overlap by quite a bit. By 10, actually. But 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 25 minus 16 is 9, right?
Yes.
So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We could also know that this is 15. 16 is one past it. Right? 5, 10, 15, 16. 5, 10, 15, 16. And then you can draw the lines between.
Mm-hmm.
So same for this one. 19 would be here, if you count from the bottom. 19, 5, 10, 15, 19, and then fill in the middle. So that's another way you can do it. What music is playing? I don't even have the music.
I have no idea.
Star Returner. Smash the record. Dark Sword. Oh, no. Now we're on Sonic. Another confession. I hate Sonic.
Banned.
That. I was gonna say that's very bold of you to say on this channel.
I know.
I'm just gonna have a talk of you later.
I know. And
It's
I said
okay,
it on
we
Lady Arcaders. Like, that's just...
That's okay. We love and welcome all women, even if they have poor choice in video game characters.
So the reasoning behind that one is I tried speedrunning Sonic 1, and holy crap is it freaking hard.
Skill issue.
Skill issue for sure.
Start
And I
with a 4-hour game like I did with Xenoblade 2.
swore off Sonic after that.
I think you just might be stronger than the rest of us. Built different.
You did with what the rest of us can't.
Next row is 21, so we can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 1, 5, 10,
9 plus 10.
21, and fill in the middle.
That's not like any animal I've ever seen.
I don't know. It could be some type of fish.
It's like
It's a duck.
It's like the medieval paintings of cats or whatever.
God, I
Okay,
love
yeah, those are so good.
my favorite genre of art. Whatever they thought a cat looked like. I see a guess for a snail in chat.
Snail, okay, alright. So if we, now that we have these on the right side, we'll start working with those. So we know that this has 12, and we know that it goes to at least here. So starting from the left edge, anything past this will fill in up to 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Does it make sense why we did that?
Gotta
Yes.
make the lines touch. It will.
Yes. The next one has to be at least 13, which we know is 1 past 12. Same thing here. This
Okay.
one, go ahead.
But on that row you just did, isn't there one entry further back right now?
Yes.
So would you fill it in to the same point, or would you fill it in one less?
So we're going into the same point because we know that from the left edge, that's 13 squares.
Okay,
So
that
that's
makes
the
sense.
minimum that it could possibly go to. It could go to here or to here. But because we already had that square filled in, that's why we have one extra. Because of that 19.
Weird
same
medieval
thing.
guys on Twitter. What is this?
Wait, what?
There's a whole Twitter. Oh, I'm already following it. I forgot I was already following this.
Oh, wow. I'm not on
Harmless
Twitter
frog and
anymore.
breakdancing rat.
I miss seeing things on Twitter, but I don't miss Twitter.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this later. I forgot I was already following that.
For the next row, we know that this is a 4. Starting from the right edge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it has to go out at least 4. If you go to the right, then it's just 1, 2, 3. We don't have room for the 4th, so it has to go out.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's an X there. X along all of these 3s. This has to go 4. Which now, we see this is a 7 and an 8. We've got X's in between, so that's our gap. So we can go to this up 7. We can go this up 7. Good Lord, Z. Good job. Doing great.
Go this up 7.
New language just dropped.
Oh. It's the Z alphabet?
Okay, now I'm thinking it's either a snake or a gecko or something, or maybe even a monkey, because that's probably its tail, right?
Could be.
Go back. I want to be monkey.
I'm gonna stick with duck.
Okay.
So we have 8 here on the other side. So we know you're going to count the gaps as potential blocks, which is why, like, when we count this one, we count that as potentially being a block when we're counting out 13. So we're going to count out 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got a potential gap, or a potential block on either side. When you have big numbers like 21 here, where we filled this in earlier, every time that we put an X on one side or the other, you can add a filled in cube on the other side. So because we have 3 X's here, we can add 3 filled in on that side. So that's another little trick.
Okay.
Same thing here, because we filled this in ahead of time. These 3 X's, 1, 2, 3. And if we count this, 5, 10, 14, 15, 16. So that leaves 3 on either side. Because it can be either on this side, or a combination. To add up to 19. Same thing here, we can add 1, 2, 3. That gives us a total of 10, so we've got 6 on either side.
It looks like that solved like one of the 6 rows, 7 rows at the bottom too.
Let me see. Which one are you?
The 7th from the bottom. The 13.
Yes, it did. And we know that there's only 1 left there, so we can cross those out. 12, there's only 1 left. 12 goes out to here.
Oh.
7 here.
Wait, can't you solve them now because of the 16 being limited?
Yep. So we know 16 goes all the way down. And then those are all solved. The whole bottom of the puzzle is done.
Okay,
Like
Still have no idea what it is.
I feel like I'm wrong. I feel like that's up close of a parrot or like the face of an animal now.
This is
Yeah.
this has to be a medieval cat.
Medieval cat.
Or like a medieval whale where they like put legs on it for some reason.
Alright. So, bottom number is 4 there. We got 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8. That finishes off those 2 rows, actually. And we only have 3 left here. So that finishes off that one. It's starting to look like a tail, but I don't know.
It's like
3.
a fat banana.
Yeah.
know
I
this
don't know. I'm
is a 1.
scared.
Or it's like Critique's legs that she showed in backstage.
Don't make it sound like I'm posting like lewdly in backstage or something.
You're the one who posted leg pictures.
Scala wanted to see the acrylic laser cut dice tower I'm putting together. It just so happened my thighs were in frame. It's fine.
Got 2 there. 2 there. 9 coming down.
What on earth? Oh, it's a parrot. Or no, it's a toucan.
Toucan Sam?
It's 100% a toucan.
2. It's a 1, a 1, a 1, 1, 1. 2. That's a 1. So we got 7, so we can do the overlap method here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a little bit of info. Y'all think it's a toucan?
Yeah. It looks
Medieval
like
cat.
chat is agreeing with me.
I don't see anything yet, so we'll see.
I was going to ask, at what point does the picture like snap into focus for you? Is it like the last
Usually-
pixel?
Usually it's one of the last pixels for me, because I have aphantasia, is that what it is?
Mm.
Where I can't picture things in my head.
Scalish, you just think harder.
I know, I need to.
Just use more of your brain.
Pcol, you say that we bully you so much, but I think, and honestly, we're just bullying you to contain how much you bully other people.
Yes.
Listen, Xenoblade.
I'm sorry, positive peer pressure.
Listen, you're bullying me into playing Final Fantasy 14.
You
Kinda
should
bully
play it.
guy.
It's good. Oh, the Xenoblade deck grows. Somebody else has told me they would play a game if I play Xenoblade.
In my cult. I'm gonna force everyone into my cult.
So I'm just doing the overlapping method on these rows here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everything in between. And we know this is 20 then. 3. This is going to be our 6, our 7. Why did that turn? Oh, I see. Because I accidentally closed that off. So we made a mistake somewhere. I have to go back to where I closed that off. I can't go back far enough. This game doesn't have an unlimited undo button. I'll undo it.
Rip.
Trash. Well, wait.
Oh, I know how. Okay, so I just need to get rid of these. Because we knew this was a 2. So this is just a 7 here. That should fix it. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say, yeah, I think you can solve that row now.
Yeah. I think I overlooked the 1 and thought this was the 1. So I closed it off and then tried to count 7 over here. That's another thing about Picross is that it's extremely difficult at first to solve your mistakes. Because you will make mistakes. And then you'll see a mistake and you're just like, how in the world am I supposed to, like, figure out what square I did wrong and reverse engineer it back far enough to get it all fixed. And sometimes it's doable, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's easier to just start over. We know this is 2. Okay, so we've got our x's here, which means this has to be our 1. And this has to be our 5, which lets us solve it. We've got 7 going down here. 6 going down. 1, 1, 3. Let's just solve that. 8. This is still 9. When you get it down to this is nice here because we have x's and everything filled in up here, everything filled in down here, leaving us just this 10 tall block. So instead of thinking of it in terms of 5, 10, 15, 25 tall, we can look at it just as like a 10 by 10, essentially.
I'm starting to see the toucan.
I think I am too, actually. I think y'all might have been right.
I still believe in my heart that medieval cat.
Impressive.
I will never give up on medieval cat.
I love medieval cat with all of my heart, but unfortunately, I don't think they will make an appearance today.
I don't think so. Let's see. Okay, so this is 1, 1, 2. We've got a 1. If we had a 1 here, right? Space. And then we would need a 1, 2. But there's not enough room for it. Because it can only go 1 space 1. It can't go 1 space 2, which is what we need. So we know that that right there is our 1. Leaves us with room for 5 there now. So 4 plus 1 on either side. Lots of 1s in this row and this one. Column, I guess. It's nice when it's all 1s and you have some of it filled in because then you can cross off both sides of it.
I appreciate the game, like, graying out the numbers that you have solved, but I've definitely played a Picross game where they do not do that.
I have too, yeah.
And that is evil.
Yes, it's rude. Let's see, where do I want to go next? So, if we look here, we've got a 1 and then another 1. We already have this one finished. So our next one is going to be a 1. So we can either go here, space 3, or can't go here because that would make a 2. Or this could be the 1, and then 3 could be below it. But in either case, this right here cannot be a 1, because that would make a 2 instead of a 1. So we know that's an X. This could still either be the 1 or the 3, though. But this is 5, 1, so we've got 5 here, and then it can't go here because that would make a 2. So this has to be our 1, which means that's our 2. And that finishes off those 2 columns. This one's already done. 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Cowboy Bebop reference.
Oh, I thought it was a Space Jam reference.
Oh, but Space Jam's amazing too.
Space Jam DVD.
1, 3. 1, 3, 2. We know that 2 has to overlap in the middle because it's 1, 2, 1, 2. We know 12 is somewhere in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Overlapping method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it can't go here. Almost got that column solved. Not quite. This one's done. This one needs to be a 2. It's our only number left there. This has to be a 4. That finishes off that, which means this is our 8 here. That's done. That's done. I cannot believe you all guessed Toucan as early as you did. What the heck?
I feel
This is
like
wild.
guessing.
There's
I
2 groups.
feel like guessing the correct like shape early can be like really bad for you because then you'll just try to guess what makes sense for the picture.
That's true, yeah.
Just a little
and,
guy.
like,
He is. He's just a dude.
yeah. And like it can be really difficult because a lot of the times they'll be symmetrical, right? So you're like, oh well, I bet it's symmetrical. I bet it's symmetrical. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Do not listen to the brain gremlins. Are you all ready to get messed up by colors?
I'm already messed up this entire time.
Of course, of course.
My brain is like half Xenoblade, half empty all the time.
So we're going to take what we already know, and then we're going to throw most of that out the window
Oh no.
and do something else.
That's just my daily life, honestly.
So I'm actually really new to these. I've only done 3 of these. Those 3 that you saw, those are the only 3 colored ones that I've ever done. So I'm new to these as well. I'm binary Picross. It's true, yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
close. So we're gonna fill in these zeros first, so we know that there's nothing there. These work the same way, but slightly different in that there doesn't have to be a gap in between these. So if we add this up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 7 is 12, right? Normally in Picross, we would then add in the gaps, 13, 14, 15, 16. But as you can see, 16 is bigger than the width of this puzzle. It's only 15. And that's because with 2 colors, all it needs in between different colors, the only place that gets a gap is the same color. So it'll go 1 gap, 1, and then it could have a gap between the 1 and the 7, or it could not have a gap between the 1 and the 7. Because alternating colors can touch, but groupings of the same color cannot.
Ew, touching colors.
Yes.
Anyone else want to touch colors?
So, let's see how this goes. We've crossed out enough that there's only 9 left here, so that's nice and easy. If we do the overlapping, we get just the center for the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on either side. So here, this is where I keep getting messed up, because I want to put an X here, because that's normal Picross. But if I look at my clues, the next thing above this is a 7 of a different color, which means it can butt up against it. And if you look here, this is a perfect example because there's only 7 in between here. So we know for a fact that it does butt up against it.
T.
Minecraft villager.
That's gotta be a sword, right? Or like a dagger?
That's a T.
I mean, that's a T. We're not done yet. We're working on it, Pcol.
I need to replace my T with some E. You know what I mean?
Yes. Every day. For this one, it's actually for both of these, we know that the 7 has to go here. Because there's not enough room above, so it has to go below. And each one has a gray dot beneath it. Because it's 171. So we can get that. So 7, 8, 9. This adds up to 9. We only have 9 squares here, so we know that everything touches. But don't do that. That's on the wrong color. 7. No, don't overlap. The one that I have on my phone and some of the other ones, if you click on a blank and you drag, it will only fill in the blanks. So you can actually like go over top of the other color or an X or something, and it won't change it. It will only fill in the blank cells. So I'm used to like dragging all the way across. That's why I keep dragging over top of all the different colors. This one's done. This one's done.
Oh, I kind of wanted to say fox, but no, it doesn't really. We'll see.
We'll see. So we only have 7 here. And this is 5, 6, 7. So we know it is all the way across. No gaps. That means our 2 is done in this column. Our 3 is above it, and that's that. Same over here, because this one is symmetrical so far. We've got our 3s and our 1s on the side. Make our 5 at the bottom. That's done, that's done. This is a 2. We've got 3 there. 2. Because they're the same color, I know that there is a gap there. That's our 1, so this is our 2. 1. 3 across the top.
Ice cream is the guest in chat.
I think it is ice cream.
Who can?
You can't just guess that for every single one.
It is. It's an ice cream cone. So I personally, I really enjoy the colored ones. Like I said, what you see is all that I've done.
So the color ones really remind me of, I don't know if you've ever played it, but the Pokemon Picross game on the 3DS, they had the Mega Picross in there.
I didn't get to play it.
Oh god, it's really unfortunate because if they just let you buy the game outright, it would be one of the best Picross games, but it had microtransactions.
No, why?
Yeah, it really painful.
It's so obnoxious.
And now you can't even get the game because the store shut down.
Yeah, it stinks. They should re-release it and let you buy it just straight up on mobile or the Switch.
Amazing.
Either of those would be ideal. But it had the Mega Picross, which I don't know if you've played, but it's 2 rows and the number of spots within that row are like added together. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. We will have to find you some because I would like to find out how to solve those because I'm so bad at them.
It's on the Switch ones, the Picross S Switch ones.
Mega Picross. I'm not looking it up right now.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's see, there's a lot of blue in this one. Oh, I can hunt one down for you if you'd like to go ahead and get started on this.
Oh, wait. So it, like, combines...
Yeah.
Weird. I hate that.
I do too. I was hoping I could get some tips on how to solve them from Picross expert, but it's alright.
So I think it's just saying that... No, wait! No, wait! Whoa, no!
No, it's like the total area within the 2 or 3 columns of squares. Yeah.
Oh, that's atrocious.
I think nobody has been diabolical enough to put that together, but if you figure out a way to do that where it makes logical sense, you are no longer you have been elevated from arch enemy to rival status.
I'm gonna have to research this because that is breaking my brain. I do not understand what I'm looking at.
Yeah, there's also the large scale, which Scala
yes.
is mentioning in chat. Those are fun. I like those.
That is actually in this one. So if we go to the very end here, once we solve them all, it'll fill in the picture.
Oh.
But it's giving us, so like, as we solve these ones back here, it's giving us some unlocked on this final one.
Yeah, the tiles.
Yeah, but these are all locked because we haven't finished the other levels. Oh! Why did they make the colors so similar?
Oh no.
We'll skip that one for now. Let's go back to the one we were on.
The nice blue, yeah.
I have never heard of Mega Picross. I have to check this out though.
I'm happy to introduce you to something.
Thank you. Yeah. I've got something new to go to bed doing tonight. It's funny because I go to bed, I do nonograms. My partner goes to bed and does voxelgrams, which are the 3D nonograms.
That's what I've never heard of voxelgrams before the stream.
It's really cool. Like, it's super difficult because it's in 3D. So you have to like slice away layers so that you can see inside the object. And then unhide those layers and then slice from a different axis. It's hard.
All I can picture is that like each layer is its own 2D like version of this.
It's like this.
Why would
like
you
my
do
Rubik's
this to
Cube.
yourself?
Sometimes people like like torture just a little bit.
Yes. Okay, let's do this. X's. Let's add up this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. That's disappointing. Not enough. However, on 15 by 15, I know that 9 always hits those 3 spots. when they overlap. And we know that we've got 5 going down.
Did you know there's a 1?
1, 1, 1. Huh?
I see a 1
Where?
on the side
That one?
where it says the 911411111.
Cole, are
There's one.
you getting me?
No, definitely not.
Where are you talking about?
There's ones. You don't see the ones on the side?
I see lots of ones.
See, it's 1.
Are you saying that the
Oh,
one-
you're reading down.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry. Okay. Got it.
It's so hard to communicate about these because people solve them in such different ways and like
It's
refer
true,
to
yeah.
the sides differently.
Or you
True.
could just like realize that I'm being a troll because I'm a little stupid baby.
If we counted this out, which I did already, it equals the length of this. So we know that we can just fill this in. For the instructions, that's done.
See, there was a 1. There was a 1 this whole time.
There's a lot of ones.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's 10 long, so we can fill that in. 3, 1. 1, 1, 2, 1. The rest is blue. So, like, on my phone, I can just click here, drag, and just drag all the way down. It'll only fill in the blank spots. It'll leave what I've already put in. It's really handy. And this is the same. It's symmetrical. Oops. Okay, that's done.
I don't like this one. This one has a menacing aura. I don't know what it is.
I'm missing aura. I love it.
Toucan.
8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Yep. Okay, so we can fill this one in. Which also means we can fill this one in. It's the same.
We have a guess of shield in the chat, which
Shield,
honestly,
okay.
maybe.
I could see it, or like a family crest.
Yeah.
It's a Xenoblade Core Crystal.
That too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I think
6.
it goes a little too far from center for it to be a shield.
Yeah. Although these outer rows, there's only like 3, but it's still a little wide to be a shield, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know nothing goes on these outer ones.
Xenoblade floppy disk? What?
Yeah, the Xenoblade floppy disk from earlier.
Xenoblades don't have floppy disks.
You agreed that they did earlier.
Yeah.
They're computers, that's different. The floppy disk is not the computer. The floppy disk is the floppy disk.
7, 10, 14.
You acted like you didn't know what they were earlier. I knew you weren't that young.
Disks are different from computers. That doesn't mean I know what they are.
So
Just 'cause
luckily,
Because I know that like 6 doesn't equal 9 doesn't mean like I know numbers.
They were basically the precursors to CDs or like storage, like thumb drives.
yeah.
This one might actually be Minecraft Steve.
Yeah.
Minecraft Steve for real. Or it's Herobrine.
So that's a 1. We need 2.
Scala, I think it's a little early in the day to compliment what constitutes self when it comes to AI.
AI was stored on a disk. Is the AI self the disk or the computer it currently resides in?
You know what? You can go play Zero Time Dilemma and find the answer to the question yourself.
Unless the AI is stored on the disk and not the computer, then the self has to be on disk.
Oh, what if it's a copy?
Well, then it's a copy of the AI on the AI of the disk.
Aren't they both equally valid in their existence?
Not to me. If you're a copy, you need to leave.
Wow, harsh. Heard it here first, folks.
So there can only be one original.
I have no idea what this is.
This is like some like
No clue.
straight up bird or something. Like a toucan.
Frankenstein is a guess. Yeah.
This is like a little goblin man or something.
Have you guys seen that one bird, that bird of paradise that dances with the big like fan
I
feathers?
think so.
Yeah. If you have not seen that bird, it is such a treat to see. It's like completely black, but the males have like feathers that fan out around their face when they do their mating dance.
Yes.
And they're like startlingly blue or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very striking.
I think I saw it in a documentary.
Planet Earth, one of them, I think.
Probably, yeah.
I still got a shield as a guess.
Like- The Minecraft parrots that dance when you put in the disc in the jukebox.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, a diamond!
Oh, yeah, that one didn't come together till last second.
Yeah. There it is. I got it when there were 2 pixels left. Did these get any harder?
Do the final one.
Yeah, skip ahead to the last one. No, they're the same size.
Same size. 3 colors, though.
Oh, but those are unfortunately very close in colors.
Very close in colors. Like, I can barely tell the difference.
That's really difficult to see on my screen.
Wow. Let's not. Let's... That's even worse.
There's no black.
That's even...
What am I gonna do with no black?
No.
They just like us.
There we
Okay.
go. Okay.
I'm not even colorblind and those ones look bad.
Okay, I cannot tell. Is that third color blue or is it like a black? No, there's not 2 blacks. There can't be 2 blacks. That's
No.
a dark blue, right?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
blue. Yeah. I guess, yeah, looking at it on stream, it is a lot closer than it is on my monitor. Let's see.
It will look more impressive when you solve it.
Of course, yeah. This is tough, because I don't have much to go on.
Just fill it all
There
in
we
in
go.
one color and do the colors afterwards.
I don't think that works.
No, that's only 10. Wow. They did not give me much.
You can't even really use that 7 either.
No.
See, this is why I just always start from the edge and just brute force it. I just guess.
Huh. There's none of them that add up to a big enough number to actually give me information. Huh. So in this case, I would do a weird thing. I would guess, so I take a big number, I put it in a corner. and I'd fill in from that corner. Just as a guess. Usually I don't actually fill it in, I just try and picture it. Which would make that an X, that a 3, that a 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Now if we look, that's not right. Because there's way too many in a row. There's no gap for the 1. So we know for a fact that it does not extend all the way to there.
So process of elimination it?
Yep.
See, brute force always works.
So we know it goes there. So we have 1 pixel so far. Go us. Lord. Okay, so we can actually do the same thing on this side here. If we take this 7 and we say, in theory, that it's right here, we can see that this would go out 1. This would not go out. That would go out 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. So that's 1, 2, or no, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. That would be here, which is too much. So we know it can't extend down to there. We can do the same thing. Can't go there. Could go there. Well, actually... this is... Now see, this is different though. This is color as well. So actually, this is good. Because this would be 4 gray going out, 2 gray going out, so that can't work either. Because we can only have a 1 gray. So we do it again. 4 going out, 2 going out. Again, it's not going to work. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has to be up top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise we're going to keep continuously running into
the 2s.
The 2s overlapping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it can't go here either, because if it goes here, we've got a 2, which is a 1 gray, and a 3, which is another 1 gray, but there's not 4 red in between. So that has to go there. I think. Hopefully.
No, that makes sense. And that also solves the top row, so I guess that's kind of the intended solution.
Mm-hmm. And then we've only got space for 4 red there, so that solves that column.
Oh.
Yeah, we're learning. We're learning so much.
I'm
3
still
red in the
afraid
middle
of
there.
I'm still afraid of color Picross, but not nearly as much as I was earlier.
Listen,
Yeah.
as someone who does pixel art stuff, colored Picross is kind of similar to what I do, maybe.
3, that gives us that. We already have our 3 red. So now we need 3 black. Which actually could go here. So 1, 2, 3. And we know the rest of that is not used. See, I wanted to put an X there because I wanted to say that there's a gap afterward. But that's not how it works. Not in color. However, we've got that, and we know that there's a gap here because these are the same colors. So there has to be a gap between the 2 groupings. We're going to try to finish this before we hit the estimate of 2 hours. Otherwise we go overestimate and we lose.
That's true.
So that
I was
can
gonna-
go there. What were we going to say?
I I was gonna make a joke that now that SGDQ is over, the speedrunners are back from their containment. So I'm joined by B and Pcol tonight.
Okay, so I think we can fill in some red here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little bit of red, which means 1 blue, and then 1, 2 for gray. So gray could go here or here, and then blue would have to go here or here, depending on where gray goes. Okay. Okay, we've got this one here. Now, 2 gray, 1 blue. Okay, so unfortunately, the rest of this actually could fit going into here. So that we can't cross that out. I was hoping we could. What about here? 1, 2, then 1 red. Yeah, could same there. Could fit there. But we know.
Could you put X's on like the 4th row from the bottom, like right after the red, the 2 red?
These here?
I think so. I think you could put X's there.
No, because we've got these 2 gray that go somewhere down here. Same with the 2 gray above it.
I know. I was thinking in the top left corner.
Top left?
Yeah, like the 4th row on the very top left.
4th row.
Or is this like the 4 red and then the 3 red and then the 2 red? Could you put X's after the 2 red to the right?
Oh, you're looking down this way.
Yeah, I'm looking horizontal.
So these numbers, I think you're reading like 4, 3, 1, 1, 1. Are you reading it like that?
I'm like kind of looking at the top and the left at the same time. I don't know if that's too much.
Because you read, so these numbers, these 1, 4, 1, that's this row. And this 1, 4, 1 here is this column. So you can't read multiple rows at
where
once.
It says like on the top where it says like 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. You can
1,
put
2,
an
2, 1,
X
2.
like after the gray and then the red, the 2 reds. You can put an X in the 3rd spot there.
Right here.
Yeah, I think maybe.
So I was hoping I could, but I can't. Because this could be gray, this could be gray, this could be blue, and then these could be our 2 grays. If there were...
I'm just gonna look
well, actually,
separated
so...
out by block.
1, 2... Yeah, so like 1, 2, 2 gray, 1 blue, 2 gray. Still fits.
I didn't even see the blue on that column.
Yeah. The color on these is really hard.
It's rough.
I saw some complaints in chat about these color palettes for accessibility. That's a great question. I don't know.
It's a very good question.
They honestly, one good way to improve that if you're a game designer is if you have colors that are kind of hard to tell, especially in number puzzles like this, if you put a background, like a gray background, behind the blue, it's easier to distinguish.
Or
Okay.
like put it in the settings so you can like change the colors if you need to.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? It's okay. Accessibility still has a really long way to go, but progress is happening. I'm glad that everybody's concerned about that.
Yeah, me too, actually. So I got a blue and an X by looking at that row, or that column, and then seeing that we've got blue, red. There shouldn't be anything in between, so that gives us that. enough. This is a tough one. This is a
Yeah.
really tough one.
Chat, I want your guesses for what this could be, because right now I've got nothing.
I'm gonna say a squid.
Toucan.
Squid is a good, a little, there's not enough orange for a toucan.
Oh wait. Okay, so we know that
It's a
there's
rocket.
Oh, could be a rocket. We know that there's 2 gray, right? In this column. We have 1 of the 2, and this is 3, and gray cannot go here, because that would make it 4 grays.
Okay.
So it has to go there.
Okay.
So that gives us something. It doesn't help much though, but I got excited. Oh wait, we can do the same thing right here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, we're getting there.
So that middlemost row on the top, the 252, are those all black or is one of them in the center blue?
Center is blue.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay.
So... Okay, got another one. We know that this is a 2 gray, so it can't go here or here. We need 2 gray in this row, so it has to go in one of these 3 squares. So it gets the center square there, which actually finishes off that column. So then we've got our 5 red. Which is that?
Okay. I was about to say those ice pops, the popsicles that have the red, white, and then blue at the bottom. But
Oh,
that
yeah.
totally throws it off.
I really want one of those right now, though.
They're so good.
Let's see. So that was, we got that because of those 2. So can we get something because of these 2? Oh wait, we got the red. So we know that the gray is there. Oops, too much.
What about the 6th column down, the 3 1 1 1 2?
This one?
Yes.
So we know a blue one is here somewhere.
You got the red there.
Blue would have to go here then, because we have a gray. We have to make that 2.
Oh, that solves that line.
Yep. Oh, we went over time, we lost.
Oh, rip.
We know nothing can go there. Because the blue and the red are supposed to be next to each other. Red. Four can't go there. 2 can't go there. 2s can't go there. 2 can't go there. 2 can, haha. 4.
I will say, it seems like chat is getting excited for us every time we manage. Just slowly, like, fighting tooth and nail to finish this.
We are crawling through this. But we're getting there.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gives us another red. Which means the gray has to be over here. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next that. Four has to go over here. 2 can't go there.
Oh, is this one of those kites?
Maybe.
At this point, we have more X's than actual squares.
You know, sometimes that's how you have to solve these things.
Thank you, Broken. I think I got what you were talking about. Same there, yeah. 1, 2, then red, blue. Oh, we're getting so close.
It's wild to me that we got this far off of an educated guess.
Yes. Absolutely.
No, just watch all of it be wrong.
Right?
Have some
Like-
faith, Picross.
Listen, math is hard. Math is my enemy.
Okay.
Despite the fact that I speedrun Xenoblade.
Let's see. Either there or there, but we're not sure where. Okay, so we got 1 gray, 1 red, 2 gray. We have another 2 gray down here. And then there's an X there, which means 2 goes there. X goes there. Only 2's in this row, so we can't have a 1. So an X goes there.
I know. I don't know about everybody else, but it's about to start storming here. I hope everybody's safe.
Jealous.
We needed the rain. We have a garden in the back, and it was looking a little parched.
I love thunderstorms.
Very helpful when you need some sleep.
Yes.
So you just listen to Xenoblade music.
Again, Picross, you're built a little different than the
Yes.
I can't go to sleep with noise when it comes to like music or anything. It's too
Same.
distracting to me.
Well, I don't go to sleep with it on. I use it to get tired and then go to sleep.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't like listening to things while I'm asleep because then I'm worried I'm gonna miss something.
Yeah. We need like Sephiroth boss battle music right now. I almost said bass bottle music, which is completely different. I'm not sure what it is, but
Well, right now we're vibing to, it looks like Jamrock Dash Boulder Bash. I can read.
10th row, 8th column is blue. There's no blues in 7th column. So 10th row is here. 7th column. 7. Oh, sorry, 8th column.
Toucan.
No blues. Ah, yes. Very nice, very nice. Yep, you're entirely correct. There's no blue in this column. And we have to have a blue between the gray and the red. So it has to go there. Very good catch.
Mm-hmm.
blue to the 12th column as well. Right, yep, because there's no blue in that column. Yep. Which gives us another one down there. Another X. Chat, you're crushing it!
I think you can also add a black to the 10th column now.
10th column, this one?
Or, I'm sorry, the 10th row.
10th row, so this one.
Final column.
Yep. And an X here. Which means another X there. 2 there.
You can also add another X under the one that you just did. In the
This
10th
one?
row, you can add one under it because it's 1-1.
Oh, yeah. One, well, yes, yeah. One above and below. Because it's the same color.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, Cole.
I'm learning.
You got this.
I'm learning. Like, whatever that is. I think that's Simpsons. I don't know.
Extend the 3 vertical red on the right side down 1. This one.
Yeah.
Because there is no other place for the red to go. Yeah, red can't go up here. So it has to go, yeah, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then 5. Very nice. That gives us another black, which finishes off that. That's that. We know this is the 3 now. This is the 2. 2 can't fit here or there. Oh, we are so close. That's done. That's not done.
You can also finish that row that
Oh.
says 2, 1, 2.
Red can't go here, so red has to go there.
On the bottom row,
Bottom row.
the left one, the left 2, it can't go
Yep.
there.
Yep. So it has to go here.
You can finish the 2, 1, 2 on the bottom. The first 2, 1, 2 on the
Two,
bottom
one,
row.
two.
You can put the black there, I think.
I'm not sure which side it would go on.
Under the blue on the very right.
Oh, you're talking about 1 row up. Sorry. Yes. Yep. And that finishes that column. That's
Yes.
that.
If you are interested, this is free on Steam.
It is free on
apparently.
Steam.
Yeah, I think Scala was right. I think it's a rocket.
I think it is, yeah.
I'm sorry we had so little faith in you, Scala.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Shout out to our tech team, everyone.
Hey, we did it!
No, it's a firework. You're wrong.
Oh
The
yeah,
power of chat. We did it.
Crowdsourced Picross indeed.
Wow.
Yeah. Whew, That
Wow.
was necessary. That was tough.
So shout outs. Where can we find you, Z?
You can find me at enbyzee. I'm currently speedrunning VVV, and maybe Little Gator Game.
Yeah, Little
So,
Gator Game just got announced as Frame Fatale's
Yeah.
Game of the Month.
Yep, so I should be learning that soon.
Pcol, where can we find you?
On the internet.
Okay. Thanks, Pcol. Anything else you want to say before we move to intermission?
Just thanks for having me on. Thanks everybody for hanging out and doing Picross with me. I was really nervous that people would not want to do Picross, but it seems like people really enjoy Picross, and I love that because it is Wonderful. Do you want to say goodbye too? Okay. 11's going to say goodbye too. Bye, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I am Critique Quartz, here to say thank you for watching and staying tuned for that puzzling pixel adventure. Of course, that was enbyzee on Picross. Next week, we are showing off Super Lesbian Animal RPG by Leggy Starscream. So show up for that. That's a great run. I want everybody to see that. And otherwise, we'll be around. We are Later Arcaders, and if you are a woman or you feel woman applies to you in some way, please feel free to join our public Discord where you can ask for an invite to our private Discord and maybe show off a game of your own. Again, we'll be back next week with Attract Mode, and Lady Arcaders Super Showcase is coming up on July 6th through the 9th, benefiting CARE International, so please come and support us. Thank you and have a great day, and stick around for the raid.